Recording. Oh, sorry, I should clap again. Second sticks. There we go. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shut Up,
Keep going.
the podcast where we explore our
Internet
curiosities.
curiosities.
I
Not our
don't know why we
best.
do that. Not our best. So I am Sydney.
I'm Kate.
We are the hosts of this podcast, and before we dive into our topic today, which is the smelly history of the color purple,
Okay.
I did want to say something. I forgot what it is now, but I did want to say something, and now I've completely forgotten. So, oh,
We'll
that I'm
get
doing a
there.
self rebrand.
Okay.
So I'm doing a self rebrand. And what that means is that I think I'm going to start introducing myself as Sid.
Oh, I love that.
I've been on the precipice of it for a while. And I think that I always, because I like the name Sydney, but I think that it's just like, I think I might prefer it when people call me Sid. But I don't know if that's like what's it called? Like a skewed sample size, because the only people who call me Sid are like my closest and dearest friends and family members.
Mhm.
And so it's like, when they call me Sid, I'm like, oh, that's really nice. And like, I feel like warm and fuzzy. But then, like, if every random person calls me Sid, then I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm already rethinking it.
You're like, I take it back.
That didn't last long.
I like it.
Yeah, Sid. Hi, I'm
But
Sid.
like your Sid's so good, that's like your handle, which
Yeah. And so I
seems
guess like people, like, you guys know me as Sid. I don't know. I shouldn't have said anything. Anyways, uh, so I guess we can just get into it. I am going to be completely honest with you. Like, the color purple is something that I've had on my list of things to look into for a while now. Just because I heard that it's like not like the people who did it had bad jobs, basically. And then I looked into it and it like, I don't know. I wanted it to be more salacious and it just wasn't, but it did bring up some really interesting points. And so yeah, we can dive into it.
Wait, we're talking about the movie?
No, the actual color.
Okay.
You mean the color purple? That's the one with Whoopi Goldberg, right?
I was like, oh, there's a lot of drama with that?
Wait,
I
what
didn't
is that
know.
movie about? Wait, the color purple.
I don't know. It's like isn't Oprah in it?
Oprah is in it. Um, it came out in 1985. Oprah was famous in 1985.
Yeah, she's been around forever.
For some reason, I thought that it was like her like comeuppance was in the early 2000s.
I think that's just when you came into consciousness.
Let's see. Okay, Oprah 1986 to 2011 was when her TV program ran. That's a
Crazy
long,
program.
wow, that's a long, like. So, the color purple is a black Southern woman struggles to find her identity after suffering abuse from her father and others over 4 decades. Oh, it's really intense. I just knew Whoopi Goldberg was in it. I thought, wasn't this the one that they had playing in like California Adventure?
No, I thought they like made their own movie.
Oh,
Didn't they? I have in that like the
yeah, I can see the
dome.
posters. But I thought Whoopi Goldberg was on it. I mean, obviously
She
she's
was
been in a lot of
in
other
that
movies.
movie. The only reason I know that was my sister was in this like children's chorus that they got hired to like lend children's voices to stuff.
Yeah,
And she was in that movie, or like her voice was in that movie.
was in the Disney one, not the color
hmm
purple.
And she got to go to like the opening of
Oh,
California
cute.
Adventure.
There's also,
Yeah.
wasn't it like blue is the warmest something? I feel like
Yeah, that's like
it's like a
a
French film,
queer
right?
French movie. A little different.
Movies with title or titles of movies with colors in it. But so basically, okay, so purple, what I thought was really interesting here that I didn't do more research in was this idea that like color as a symbol and
Mhm.
kind of like getting into what like where does that come from? Do you know what I mean? Like is it just like arbitrary that like red is lucky in some cultures, and most specifically was like why is purple associated with like luxury and royalty? Because it just felt very random to me. And I feel like, and I'm sorry if people who are listening are big purple people, but there's this kind of this like running joke that people who like the color purple are like really obsessed with the color purple. Like they fucking love purple, which I think is so
My
funny.
I have such a vivid memory of my friend from elementary school. She was like obsessed with purple, and her mom did the coolest thing I've ever heard, which was like she went away for like a winter camp for like a weekend, and her mom redid her whole room,
Hmm.
and the theme was purple, and it was just like the color purple threw up in the entire room. But I thought it was sick at the time. But now
Yeah.
I'm like, how could you possibly get any rest in a room
Purple
that
seems
color?
kind of relaxing. Like if you had to have a room that was going to be all one color,
Blue.
blue, yeah. But I'm saying purple doesn't seem that bad.
No, it's true. It's true.
I had a room that was pink, like bright pink, not hot pink, but like a very bright, hard on your eyes pink, a
Hmm.
bright orange, and then like a almost like the color of the red on this background. It
I
was,
remember the orange, I feel like.
oh yeah, it was in high school. It was just,
Yeah.
it was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, I feel like purple is an old woman's favorite color. Like it, I feel like it's kind of come to pass that like the older generation really likes the color purple.
Yeah.
I don't know. But basically, I was like, why is purple so highly regarded as this thing? And it comes down to rarity and it being hard to make. And it's
Makes
just,
sense.
it's so interesting though, because this is something else that I guess we could talk to before we get into it. But the workers who made the dye in the Roman Mediterranean were often viewed as lowly, which I think is so interesting because it was something that I don't know that it necessarily took a lot of skill, but it did. It was like a very like laborious. Is that a word? Like laborious.
Laborious.
Like it was a very
Yeah.
like laborious task to create this specific shade of purple, and I don't know. So it's interesting to me that there wouldn't be more respect or recognition for the people who are actually making it.
Yeah.
It also seems like kind of checks out like when you think of like diamonds and like the blood diamond, and people just like don't care about the people who are actually going and getting it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah,
checks
but I
out, I
guess to
guess.
make
But
dye to me too, not that, no, I take this back.
wait,
The
go.
original thought was that, like, to make a dye color, like, that's actually pretty skilled labor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that like people just like didn't give a fuck about the people who were making it.
Yeah.
And which we'll get into, but even during the later Roman Empire, the workers who were making like the dye makers were even subject to state control. So they really just were not seen as like the same status of the products, which I just think is so interesting. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never really thought about it that hard, but it's just it's interesting to me that people who produce and are behind kind of like status these products that are equated to high status aren't also equated to the same status um as the products themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, the hierarchy of color is to advertise status to others. So a lot of shades of purple to choose from, and the purpose was, you know, to mark your high taste and high value within society. And the most prized and expensive dye was something called how do you say Tyre? The city of Tyre, Tyre. Is it Tyre or Tyre? Do you know? I just feel like you know history. Let me
I don't
see.
know. Where is the city?
It's an ancient city in the Roman Empire.
I don't know. I only know the hits.
Okay. Oh, free pronunciation. Let's all learn together.
What is it?
Here.
Tire.
Tire. It's tire, like the wheels on a car, or the tires on a car,
Around
rather.
and round.
So the most prized and expensive dye was something called Tyrian Purple. Tyrian. I'm gonna guess it's Tyrian Purple because it came from the city of Tyre, is kind of where it got famous, and it's named after that city. But it came from something called Murex snails, and
Mhm.
when I went to look up snails, here, let me see if I can show you what I found. I've never had this happen on Google Image. Very interesting. Let me pull it up. Boop, boop. I don't know. Why isn't it coming up? Boop, 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 boop. Oh my gosh. Why isn't this working? You guys, I was trying to be all fancy and show you pictures, but it's not working.
It was working last week.
It was working last week. Here, maybe I'll just like try a new one. Window capture. Window capture. Yeah, it just like really doesn't like this program, I guess. I mean, here. We'll just bear with me, everybody. Display capture. We're just gonna.
Woo! Oh my
Whoa.
god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're in the void.
Oh man. Okay. We're working through it, everybody. So basically all of this to show you that when I tried to look up those snails, Google Images literally only came up with these 6 images for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
I've literally never had that happen, so I guess we don't know what that looks like.
You just like discover some conspiracy.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so they it was made that's Tyrian Purple was made from these snails, and apparently they smelled super bad, like so bad. The article that I was reading called it like a rotting shellfish smell.
Nice.
And it says, quote, rather unpleasant smell of the Murex concholium, one of the marine gastropods used to produce the purple, like the purplish red dye, and that it contained hypobranchial glands, and the secretions could be used to turn fabrics shades of purple. Pliny and
Wait.
Aristotle.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just had 2 comments.
Give them to me.
One, secretion has to be one of the worst words. Do you agree?
I like the word secretion.
Well, it's one of those words that's like, I hate it, but I love it.
Like, it's not like, I feel like moist, which I think was blown out of proportion, but remember when it was like
Yeah, I
really
agree.
like in vogue to hate the word moist?
Yeah.
Like, that's me. I feel like moist, there's something about like the phonetics of it that I don't like. But with secretion, it feels like it's like, you know, when something's so gross but you can't look away?
No, yeah,
That's what that
100%.
feels like. Is I'm
Like
like,
pimple popping. It has like
yes.
pimple popping energy.
No, it totally
Second,
does.
how did these snails create purple? Like, did they smash them up? Or like, how does that
We're
work?
gonna so it says Pliny and Aristotle note that it wasn't until the snails died that it was secreted. So that's I think why it smelled so bad is because they would basically have to either like kill these snails. There wasn't a whole lot of information about it, which I thought was a bummer, but that about the process, but that they'd basically have to like kill these snails or wait for them to die. And then upon death, you know how once we die, this is how I imagined it. They say that you like shit yourself.
Yeah.
I think that the snails like secrete themselves, and what they secrete is what like makes that purple color. It's like a purpley red. You could kind of see
That
it.
honestly is like very
Oh wait,
symbolic
don't look
for
at
the
that.
creative process. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I've been in such a creative rut, dude. My stream knows all about it. I've been talking to him about it a lot, but
Maybe you need to go get some snails and smash them to create the royal color.
I think that would just make me sad, honestly. So this color is that like Tyrian purple, where it's like a
It
like
looks
red
like
purple.
the color of like organs.
I wonder what color our organs are. Are they that color?
I don't know.
Like when they're in
That's
your
what I
body?
imagine them being,
Yeah, I
but
feel
they're
like when I
probably
think of like
not.
a sack of like stomach, I feel like I see it being that color.
Yeah.
Well, now we have an idea of kind of what that looks like. I hate that I keep having to say the word too. Tyrian purple. But yeah, so my idea
Oh, wait, Tyre?
Tyre, tire, yeah.
I don't know why that didn't. Yeah, tire or teary. I'm not answering, but I just recognized it.
Um
Sorry.
so
A little
anyways,
slow this today.
so this to make the pigment, it says they would lay out thousands of rotting shellfish in purple dye workshops. Thousands. So it says early 20th century experimentations tried to recreate the purple dye and concluded that 8,000 mollusks made a single gram of the substance.
Wow.
So that's like 8,000. And the thing is, it's like 8,000 of them not just like slithering around or like scooting around or whatever they do. It's like 8,000 of them like rotting. So just like imagine what that smells like.
Did they not just like eviscerate this like species of snail?
I mean, probably. That's probably why I can't find any pictures of it. I wonder if they're extinct. Let me check.
Probably.
I, I don't know. Okay, wait. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's like a Murex sea snail. Is Murex sea snail extinct? Oh, wait. I found a picture of their skeleton.
Whoa.
That's the shell.
That's like hardcore.
No wonder they needed 8,000 of them to make a gram. They seem really
Yeah, they're like
small.
teeny.
Here, let's see.
Whoa.
I think they are. It says Aristotle used to, because it talks about their fossil records. Species, I don't know. I guess it just depends on like what. Basically, it's to be decided on whether or not the specific type of snail is out of commission or not.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so purple dye production was like a lot of hard work. There was a lot of manual labor to harvest it. I mean, I'm sure they probably had to go out and catch these snails. It's not like they were just super easily found and then you had to wait for them to die or kill them or whatever method you were using. But it's not like you could smash them because you need them to secrete the liquid. So it just seems like a lot of work. I don't know. And the Tyrian purple, which again was named after the city of Tyre, kept its smell even after it was made into the garment. So it wasn't just that like the workshops were smelly, but basically everyone who had all of this like really pure I mean not pure, but you know, this like high status garment would smell like rotting shellfish.
Wait, what? You don't think that would be like, okay, honestly, like let's just find another color that's like less stinky? Like I don't understand.
No, they wanted the stinky shit. And it kind of said that they liked that it was stinky because and there's no confirmation of it, but the article I was reading said that there's evidence that leads people to believe that the smell was a huge part of the prestige actually, because then Romans could detect the use of imitation purple based solely on the smell. So like you knew it was authentic if it was like super stinky.
That's insane. That's like next level like pettiness.
Well, and I
I
feel
don't
like,
even know.
and you tell me, but I feel like at the time, like it's not like people were showering a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's not
Yeah.
like there was super great hygiene anyways, and so you're like adding this extra layer of odor to everything.
Yeah. That, okay, sometimes I just think about the fact that people were so stinky and I get like I want to gag to think about like a day-to-day life of just like pure stinkiness.
Oh, totally. Well, and I feel like when I think of like the olden days or whatever, for the most part, it feels like they're like really high class, or even if they're not like in a high caste system, it just feels like they are, I don't know. I think I like look
Like
back on the past.
refined or
Yeah,
something.
refined. That's a
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
word for it. And it's like really funny to think about them being, I guess they could be refined, but think about them like also just smelling
Just being so
horrible.
stinky.
So stinky.
Like, how did anyone like
Ah,
have sex?
I was just thinking that.
It would be
Oh my gosh.
so
You would
gross.
like taste people's like unbrushed breath. Like think about like
I'm like gonna
imagine going, oh my gosh, imagine like two things. There's two scenarios. One is imagine like going down on somebody who is and then imagine the stress. You wouldn't even be able to enjoy yourself if somebody was like down in your area because
you're
you're like
like, no. I haven't taken a shower in 5 years.
oh my gosh. I
I'm
mean,
like getting sweaty thinking about it.
I mean, I guess you could like go down to the ocean and like kind of, wash up a little bit. You couldn't use soap, but
Yeah, it's really gnarly. Very
ooh, or
gnarly
like your
stuff.
armpits, like basically any like fold of the skin would just like collect.
Yeah, I mean, it just must have smelled terrible. I couldn't even, the people's breath would just be the worst possible situation.
I can't because I feel like and something that I've noticed is I have a really sensitive nose. It's like a
Me too.
new I don't know what happened. I used to have like a somewhat sensitive nose and now I feel like I've like really evolved and everything like I bought a bunch of pillows from Target and dude, they smell. I mean, they don't smell super
Yeah.
strongly, but they have a scent to it. And I keep asking Alex, like, are you sure this doesn't smell bad? Like, it has a scent, right? He's like, I literally do not smell anything on this thing. And it's like, what? I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
always
I have a
notice
really
scents.
intense sense of smell. It's
Yeah.
actually kind of a curse sometimes
No,
because
I
I feel like I
agree.
can't fully enjoy life because it just everything is stinky to me.
But theoretically, that means that we like taste our food more intensely.
That's true. So we should become
Trade.
chefs.
So we should become chefs. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. Who can
Okay.
say? But so
Something to think about.
basically, the Roman Empire was really stinky, and it's even stinkier than we thought because they're all of the like rich people are walking around with these like super stinky garments that smell like exponential levels of mollusks, of rotting mollusks.
So when do they stop doing that?
Um, I that's a great question. Basically, it said that eventually, like during the late Roman Empire, the laws were changed and it restricted the wearing of purple to only the imperial family. And so because of
Mm.
that, the purple dye workers became a labor caste, and that part was hereditary. It was overseen by the state, and so I'm assuming like the fall of the Roman Empire also saw that this practice
So
disappear.
the color purple was considered royal only because it was so hard to make with these stinky shells. Like, or
I'm
is it like an
laughing.
arbitrary connection or like,
So I'm laughing for a few reasons. I think yes, it was very expensive to get your hands on as well. And I think it was expensive due to how difficult it was to make and harvest. And that because of the scarcity, there was like an associated
scarcity? Oh, that's the word.
scarcity and scarcity.
That was a word that like months ago you said scarce, and I was like, what is
There has to be an alternate. You know how like it's like tomato, tomato? There's no way. Is
no,
scarcity
no
really
one
not a
says
word?
scarce. No
Scarcity?
one's
What
scarcity.
it's supposed to be scarcity? What
Yeah.
did I say? Scarcity?
Scarcity. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. But because of the scarcity, it it I would imagine, like, basically there wasn't like a line in any research that I was doing that was like, because it was hard to make, that's why people associated with wealth and luxury. But I would kind of, editorialize a little bit, and say that's probably why.
Okay. Yeah.
If like there's definitely no poor people wearing this because they can't afford it. Um, and so only the high class wore it. And then the fact that during the late Roman Empire, they literally changed the laws to say like only the imperial family can wear this, because it's so rare. And then you, I guess, would know if somebody's royal if they smell like shit.
I like the idea of someone wanting to be royal, so they like go and collect all these snails. They smash them. They smell like shit. They're like, "Ooh, I'm royal," and then they just get beat up for like being stinky.
Oh man. So there's this funny
Oh
quote
goodness.
that says, the Roman poet Martial even mentions um Philanus.
His name's Marshall.
Well, it's spelled Martial. That would be Marshall, right?
I can't. Yeah, yeah.
Even mentions Philanus, who liked wearing the luxurious textiles for its smell. He didn't even like the color. He just liked that it smelled,
Okay.
which is
Break,
gross.
breaking the sheets.
And then the poet also had this list of bad smelling things that he'd rather smell like than this woman named Bassa. So he was basically just like calling Bassa out. But in the list was fleece twice dipped in Tyrian purple, which was, a very effective insult. But if you want to know the rest of the list, so that you can kind of get I don't know, I guess get the level of how bad this stuff smells,
Mhm.
is sulfurous waters, a fish pond, an amorous goat, the old shoes of a veteran soldier, the breath of someone who had been fasting, ointment
My God.
ointment made from sabine oil, and then the fleece twice dipped in Tyrian purple.
Oh.
So I think I've told this story before on this podcast, but I'm so embarrassed for the person, and it just makes me laugh every time, which is that my ex-boyfriend, um, he didn't like showering. Like, it was kind of like this like leftover, how kids, when you're a kid, for some reason, like, you don't want to shower, and so your parents are like, it's shower time, and you're like, no, I'm not going, like, I don't want to. And I feel like he kind of had that attitude for some reason and just like didn't really
Okay.
shower that often. And my dad finally like my dad did not tell me that he was gonna do this. He like pulled him aside and was like, listen, man, like, you smell so bad and like you need to like step it up.
I mean, I'm sure he thanks your dad every day.
I mean, I don't know. I would be pretty like, how bad do you have to smell that your girlfriend's dad like tells you like
Yeah,
you're
that's
too
so
stinky?
embarrassing. Do you remember, like, did you have like a stinky kid in your middle school? There's like the one stinky kid.
Why did that happen? I mean, okay, obviously there's like a really sad element, as if like their home life was just like really bad and they weren't able to, for whatever reason, keep up on their hygiene. But let's just live in a world
Yeah.
where that's not the case. Because I also think that it's like when you're going through puberty, and again, like, people aren't really, you don't understand like the necessity for deodorant or for just like hygiene in general. Because I feel like when you're a kid, you don't really smell. It's like once you hit puberty, right?
I know, isn't that crazy?
Well,
Like kids are like very clean or
they
something.
are clean smelling at least.
Yeah.
But I remember two things. Okay, so one is I remember the distinct day. So my mom, being a parent seems hard because like once your kid hits that age where you're like, oh shit, they stink. Like, we need to like
Yeah.
introduce. I remember my mom was like, you need to wear deodorant. Like, you're sweating now from your armpits and like it smells bad. And so you need to just like help yourself. Let me help me help you, right? And so she gave me this stick of deodorant, and I remember just like not taking it seriously, and I was like, what? Like, I've literally never had to wear this. Why is this a problem now?
Yeah.
And I was at Disneyland, and I was wearing a pink Abercrombie t-shirt. And remember, they were like, they were like tight-ish. And it was a form-fitting t-shirt. And I just remember it was a hot day, and I went to the bathroom, was washing my hands, and I had this sweat stain that literally, can you guys see that? It literally was like on my
Oh
breast. Like, it was
no.
like so gross. And I remember I was just like, and I like ran over to the where the toilet stalls were, and I was like grabbing a bunch of toilet paper trying to like dab it out, but like, dude,
Oh.
the damage had been done. And after that I was like, I get it now. I need to, and I'm sure I smelled bad. I need to start wearing deodorant.
Yeah, my mom told me early, I think even before puberty, that I smelled like a Band-Aid, which was probably one of the most traumatizing things I've ever been told
Like a
because
band-aid.
I have no idea what that means. I couldn't tell if that was a bad thing or a good thing. I assumed she meant it as a bad thing. But ever since then, I feel like that inspired my intense smell because I was like really triggered by that. And I'm terrified of smelling bad.
I
But it's like,
Have we
is a
talked about
Band-Aid
that
a
before?
bad smell? Is it like plasticky? I think I probably told you
I
that
guess it.
before.
Well, no, no, no. I was gonna say about like the intense fear of smelling. But wait a second. Let's go back to this Band-Aid thing. I feel like
Yeah.
though there's so many different types of Band-Aids. There's like the cloth Band-Aids, which I think are like the premium. Like those are like the primo
Yeah.
Band-Aids. And then
Yeah.
there's like the cheap Band-Aids that are almost like plastic.
Yeah. Like it's not
Does she
it's
mean
such
like a
a
Band-Aid?
weird example, like because I know for a fact that it's a bad thing. She wouldn't say like, "Oh, you smell like a Band-Aid. Love it." But it's just such a weird smell. But they do have a distinctive smell, I have to say. I
Well,
can smell it
I
in my
can't. I
mind.
can't smell it in my mind. I feel like, so here's the thing with the Band-Aid thing is, does she mean
Okay,
like it's a
examples.
Band-Aid that has been like housing a
Used.
wound? Do you know what I mean?
She did not specify.
Cuz
And I
like
remember I asked her, I was like, what does that mean? She was like, I don't know, you just smell like a Band-Aid to me.
I miss Ellen. Cuz like if it's like soaked up kind of like your like pus and secretions,
Come
then it
on.
then it probably smells pretty.
Bad.
Yeah, I can't think of what a Band-Aid smells like.
I'll bring some over next time and you can smell them.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. The other thing that I thought was really interesting was that there was there's this trait, I guess, that's very common in Koreans that they don't have BO. And it's like a genetic, it's technically what's that called? Not deformity, but like where your genetics are, what's that?
I
What's the word? Not deformity. It's like a where it's different. It's like a
I know the word.
it's
It's
on
like
the
on the tip
tip
of
of
my
my
tongue.
tongue.
Yeah.
It's like where it's not the
A
norm.
recessive trait?
Recessive trait. Mutation. Mutation.
Mutation.
It's a genetic mutation that is
Or
most
recessive.
commonly found in people who are Korean that actually just makes their sweat not smell. Isn't that
Oh
interesting?
my God. Caleb doesn't have BO at all. Like at all.
Maybe he has that
Isn't that
mutation.
crazy?
Like not at
Look up
all.
at that.
So like if you
No.
sniffed him, he wouldn't smell like anything.
Well, he has a scent. Like because he's a body. But like he doesn't wear deodorant. And when he doesn't get sweaty like that. Like
But
I've
does he
literally seen him
not?
go
But I
on
think those are two
runs.
different things. Does he not get sweaty or does he not smell once he sweats?
Both, I want to say. Because I didn't believe him. This is kind of gross. But one time he came back from a run and I smelled him because I didn't believe it. And he was not only not sweaty under the armpits, but he did not smell.
Well, but I think is it like if he was sweaty, would he smell? Because I feel like if there's not an instance where he gets sweaty, then you don't know if it's because he doesn't sweat or if he
He
just
was
doesn't have a
sweaty,
smell.
but not in his armpits, but elsewhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That is weird.
Is he like a mutant? Probably.
I guess. Is it weird? I don't want to like out myself as somebody who likes stinky people, but I feel like, but I guess that's pheromones, right? Me
Yeah.
after saying that, like my one of my exes like had to get a talking to about his showering habits. No, but I feel like it's like you know that like must.
Oh no, I'm totally with you. I that
Sometimes
smells
it's like
great.
kind of nice, like not
I
excessive, but when it's a little bit like
I love the smell of like musty books or like under a deck,
I don't
like
think I've
wet
ever been
wood.
under a deck. Oh, like wet wood I could get down with. I was talking about
Yeah.
people though.
But like that smell on I feel like sometimes people have that smell.
Okay, that's making me feel a little bit better about it. I feel really gross that I'm like, I love my husband's musty smell. Like his
Do you know
musty
the
stank.
smell of like it's always people that are like really big into like granola-esque like health food stores. And those type of people always have this one specific,
Do I smell
really
like that?
intense smell. You don't have that. No, it's like,
Can you tell me if I ever develop it?
no, I would tell you if you had it. You don't have it, but someone that came to the party had it, and I've known people throughout my life that have had the smell.
And it
And I
stank up
want to
your entire
know,
apartment?
well, it's not necessarily bad, it's just very distinctive.
Mm.
And I want to know what it is. I think it must be like they all use the same kind of like hippy dippy soap or something.
Do they use miracle soap? That's what I use. It's like blessed by like a shaman. That's not why I use it. That just
Do,
happens to be like an added bonus.
oh, I mean, that's
It's
nice.
really, I don't know, my mom started using it when I was in college and or in high school and I just like kept with it. But it says Miracle, it's called Miracle 2 actually. Um it says Miracle 2 products soothe the mind, body, and the spirit. The contents are all natural and the results are inspirational. And then on the
Love that.
website, here, I'm going to send you the website just because I feel like you deserve to know. On the website, it says from Clayton Ted. Oh, wait, I can just show you guys. On the website, so this like Clayton, oh, oops, whatever. It says Clayton, comma, God's faithful servant. The formula for Miracle 2 was given to me in 1980. It was perfected then and has not changed since. You will never read new and improved on a bottle of Miracle 2 products. So this is the soap
Okay.
that I
Is this like a secret like cult thing? It
I don't
has the
know.
aesthetic of
It
that, does it
totally
not?
does, but it's like I guess I've never gone to the website. It says Miracle. I buy them off Amazon. But it says Miracle 2 products have emerged from Clayton Teddington's divine inspiration over the past. This is kind of weird. Why do I use this? It's really good soap. But it came from his divine inspiration over the past 2 decades. Each product is miraculous in its own way. Thousands of satisfied users have discovered a multitude of uses. Miracle 2 products are made from natural minerals, sea salt, and cold pressed virgin oils. Miracle 2 products are all natural, non toxic, and biodegradable. We add no fragrances, colors, agents, or perfumes. Learn about all our products from the amazing Miracle 2 soaps, moisturizers, gel, and our pH balancing neutralizer. I didn't know that they had a skin moisturizer.
You gotta get on that.
Yeah, fuck. Look, you get a 1 gallon for 150. That's $50 off. I actually didn't know you could like order directly from them. I think I'm gonna start doing that. This is the soap I
Oh
use.
yeah.
But then actually the moisturizing soap is even better because it has some of the moisturizer in it. Oh, I didn't know. Fuck.
You could have like a gallon of it. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
that's what I do. I get a gallon and then I just refill the bottle. You were joking.
You just have
So,
the person that said they love the smell of cigarette smoke, I have to agree wholeheartedly that I love that smell, and I know that's probably
really?
for my
It
nuts.
makes
I think
me
it smells so good.
it makes me I think I can't objectively critique the scent because smoke makes me get really
Yeah.
like I don't feel well.
Yeah. It might be because I like dated a smoker.
Mm.
several because I went to art school, but I don't know. I think it smells good. The weirdest smell I have to say that I've discovered in this short life is when someone is smoking a cigarette at a bonfire. The mix of those
Hmm.
two smokes smells awful. And I
Oh,
don't know
awful.
why.
I don't
No,
know that
yeah,
I've
it smells
ever
really bad
had
because I
that
love the smell of
scent. I love
bonfire.
the smell of bonfire.
And
I
I also like the smell of cigarette smoke, but when they interact, like I don't know if it's like something because like the cigarette smoke is chemical or something, but it smells like almost sweet, but like not good.
Interesting. I like the smell. I
Anyways,
don't drink coffee, but I really like the smell of coffee. Like
love, I
fresh
mean,
brewed coffee. Like I love that
there's
smell.
nothing better.
I
There's nothing
also,
better.
there's this scent of like mildew that reminds me of college. But, it is what it is. So yeah, that was like a short little, I'm glad we went on that
Okay.
tangent because I was really expecting there to be more information on this and there really just fucking wasn't.
Well,
But
I mean, I guess good to
that's
know.
Tyrian Purple.
That makes me now like really not into purple whatsoever. Not that I was.
That
I
it
think actually purple
smells.
is probably my least favorite color. Be honest.
Um I used to really like purple. I think because growing up, like color was a lot more gendered. It still kind of is now, but I think that veil has been lifted quite a bit in our
Yeah.
lifetime. But I feel like you kind of had to like either pink or purple. And I feel like it didn't resonate with me to be like a girly girl when I was a kid. And so I was kind of just like, oh, well, then I guess that means I have to like purple. So I said I
Yeah.
liked purple, but it was like fine to me. I do really like a nice, like really, really muted lavender.
Oh, same. Love that.
And even I
A
guess
loud purple though for me is
not,
like
yeah, loud purple, I'm not really into. I like a deep, like Merlot purple. Is that considered
mm,
purple? Like
I
that
think
like deep
so.
purple. I like that. Um
Yeah. My quilt has purple on it. I'm saying that and I'm looking over like, duh.
yeah, I guess my room is very pink coincidentally of me saying that I just wasn't into pink. But yeah, I don't know. I liked purple for one period of time.
You know that like old woman association called the Red Hat Society?
Yes.
They always, well, besides the Reds hat, they always wear that color
Purple.
purple that
Yeah.
for me has to be the worst shade of purple.
I wrote that down. I'm gonna do the Red Hat Society as a
Yeah,
topic
you
because they're
should.
so
You should.
confusing and they're all
I
over your
know.
Belinda. I don't think I've ever seen more red hats ever. Have you guys seen? Is this a nationwide phenomena?
I think it is. I
Here,
want to
I'm
say.
gonna do like a quick Google because I won't do it if it's like only for okay. It's in the United States.
Yeah, no, because I was in Reno one time and I went to a Red Hat Society thrift shop that
Oh.
was all those colors and it was really disturbing to me. 'Cause those were like my least favorite colors.
I like red sometimes. I think I overestimated how much I liked red. So when I first started working like in front of the camera, my issue was that I mostly was just like before my wardrobe was pretty much just black and white. Like I wore a lot of
Yeah.
white t-shirts and then they were like you can't wear white in camera. And so I was like, okay, well I need a color. And so I just started buying a lot of red things. And then recently I started going through my closet and I was like, I don't think I like red that much. Like I do like red, but sometimes it's like
Yeah. I went
it's
through a
just
red. I had like a, oh my God, Ernie just like emerged from under the bed and looked so freaked out.
wait, look
Does
at
he know
this
something I
little
don't?
look at this little
I
guy.
know. Ernie. Okay. Sorry.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, red.
okay.
I like red. Anyways, so that's this week's episode. Sorry that that was really short. But hopefully you learned something. And I don't know if you have any information to let us know whether or not those snails are extinct.
Let
That'd
us
be
know.
helpful. Let us know.
Right in.
Um, yeah, full image guide will be posted on Shut Up Keep Going on Instagram. Again, this was if you want to watch the video component. This will be on YouTube, youtube.com/Shut Up Keep Going. New episodes every Friday. And yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
And for everybody watching on Twitch, we're doing another episode, but we had to like formally sign off